Hello and welcome back to another video on the Football Zone and to another midweek previewing all of the Championship and Champions League action coming up this week, and starting off in the Championship with Birmingham vs Bristol City. Both these sides getting solid wins at the weekend, and yes, so this is a game I'm looking forward to. Bristol City, however, you could say they were fortunate in their win over Barnsley at home, but finding that straight ball back away where they're better this year against the Birmingham side, who are pretty solid as well, so I'm looking forward to this one, but I do fancy Birmingham to just edge it. But moving on, Coventry host Swansea at the Brugge Arena, and yeah, this is another interesting one. Coventry obviously on a great run of form, having a brilliant season, and Swansea, they're definitely picking up as well at the moment under Russell Martin, so I'm looking forward to seeing which way this goes. I really am, and I think Coventry, they just look so good at the moment, and with their with how well they're playing, I just fancy them to just nick it. I'm going to say 1-0. Moving on then, Luton host Middlesbrough at Kenilworth Road, and yeah, this is another really interesting game. Luton, yeah, they're having a pretty good season in 10th, Middlesbrough in 11th, so yeah, obviously not lots to separate the two sides, but for Middlesbrough, once again, it kind of is that case again, having a few good wins and then just losing it again, and I fancy Luton to bounce back from the weekend here and pick up a win. Moving on, Reading travel to Millwall at the Den, and yeah, this is another interesting one. Millwall, they were starting to pick up, but obviously had that loss to Huddersfield, and Reading, they were on a really good run of form, but have now lost 3 in a row, so they'll be desperate to turn it around. But yeah, as we know with Reading, they're just being absolutely plagued by injuries and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't hold out a lot of hope for Reading here. I think Millwall may just about edge it. I'm going to say 1-0. Moving on then, Forest take on Sheffield United at the City Ground, and yeah, Forest, I kind of do feel like the Steve Cooper honeymoon era is coming to an end a slight bit, but they did pack up a really good point at QPR at the weekend, but Sheffield United losing to Blackpool at home, it's just really not clicking for them at the moment, and they need to improve to have any chance of getting in the playoffs. But yeah, I can see them sneaking a draw here. I don't think there's a lot to separate the two sides. I'm going to say 1-1. Moving on then, Huddersfield take on Peterborough in a game that I'm really looking forward to. Peterborough obviously at home here, and yeah, they were funny side Peterborough, because they did look like they were really picking up 2 very good wins, but then they just go and lose and get hammered by Swansea, so really disappointing. But Huddersfield a bit inconsistent recently, but obviously a win last night is big for them. So I'm going to say a Huddersfield win, and I'm going to say it'll be 1-0. Moving on to Barnsley v Derby. At time of recording, Marcus Scott's sacking hasn't been confirmed, but it does very much sound like that will happen, so we do now have a caretaker manager in charge for this one. And Derby, obviously Wayne Rooney, they're hard to beat, but they weren't on Saturday, but on the whole they're hard to beat, but they just need to start winning games. This is a golden opportunity for them. But Barnsley, I imagine they have a lift from a temporary manager coming in, but I just think this will be a low quality game. I'm going to say 0-0. Moving on then, Blackburn take on Fulham at Ewood Park, and Blackburn, it's starting to pick up a bit now after a bit of a dodgy run before, and they're starting to find some form again. And Fulham as well, you can say the same about them, looking really solid now after a bit of a dip a few games ago. But yeah, Fulham, just look at the two sides, I think they do have a bit more quality than Blackburn. I think that will be enough to get them the win. But moving on then, Blackpool versus Stoke play each other, and this is a really interesting one for me. Blackpool obviously in a great run of form at the moment in the playoffs. I'm not sure how many people would have had that as we move into November, and Stoke on a really bad run of form, and that collapse was just a catastrophe really. so they'll be desperate to bounce back from that. But yeah, this won't be an easy game at all for them. I think it'll be a close one, but I'm going to say draw. I'm going to say 1-1. Moving on, Bournemouth host Preston at the Vitality, and Bournemouth just look unstoppable, don't they, at the moment? Absolutely ridiculous run of form. It's like the second best ever start to a championship season. Just absolutely ridiculous form so far, and the way they're playing, I just don't see no reason why they can't keep it going against Preston side, who, let's face it, aren't anywhere near as good as this Bournemouth side, so I'm expecting a comfortable win here for Bournemouth. I'll say 2-0, but I could easily be 3 or 4, I think. But moving on anyway, Cardiff take on QPR at the Cardiff City Stadium, and this is a really interesting one. How much momentum boost will Cardiff have picked up from that incredible turnaround last time out, and QPR conceding a last minute goal, just so frustrating. They just haven't quite clicked recently, so they need to do something about that. But it'll be interesting to see if they can against a really isolated Cardiff side. It's a hard one to call, so I'm going to go down the middle and say a draw. And moving on, it's the Camel Grosicki derby as West Brom take on Hull. And yeah, this is an interesting one. West Brom obviously losing 3-0 to Fulham last time out. They've not been great recently. Bit of pressure going on Valor and Ishmael against the Hull side, who lost again, but it does look like there's impending takeovers coming through, so hopefully that will give all of the Hull players a lift. But yeah, even with that, it's hard to see anything other than a comfortable West Brom win here. But anyway, moving on then to the Champions League, and Malmo will take on Chelsea. I don't even know the stadium name, so I won't bother saying. Malmo obviously got battered last time out. Can't really say I'm following their domestic activities much, but Chelsea, they're looking really good at the moment, top of the Premier League comfortably, and I think they'll see this as an opportunity to rest a few players and still pick up a relatively comfortable victory against an average side, let's face it. And I'll say 2-0, but yeah, it could easily be more. Atalanta host Manchester United in the Champions League, and this is another interesting one. United, obviously, I think they may have the psychological edge after that comeback last time. They played them a few weeks back, but yeah, and they looked a lot better on Saturday from the abomination we saw against Liverpool, so they'll take some confidence from that, and it'll be interesting to see which way this goes. I think it'll be a closely fought game, but I do think United will just about finish on top. I'll say 2-0, but that scoreline may flatter United slightly. Liverpool host Atletico Madrid at Anfield, and obviously, yeah, there could be a lot of tension in this after everything we saw in the last game. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Two great sides. I think it'll be a low-scoring affair. Atletico, they'll come here to park the bus, and it will be for Liverpool and the genius of Mo Salah and all of that to try and break them down. So yeah, it'll be really, really interesting to see which way this goes. I think Liverpool will just nick it. It'll take that one moment of quality, but I think they will. Moving on then, and Club Brugge host Manchester City. City, obviously, that 2-0 loss to Palace at the weekend will give them a massive confidence downer, so they'll look to recover from that against a Club Brugge side who aren't that great, let's face it. City shouldn't have any problems. Pep Guardiola, he rotates his squad enough anyway, and I expect him to do so again here, and even then it should still be a comfortable City dub, so I'm going to say a 2-0 City win. But anyway guys, that's it for me. Thanks very much for watching. If you like, share, subscribe, let me know thoughts, comments down below, find on to the link description for daily football news, and subscribe to the channel as a green right now, that would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.